on mute. So let's move forward. So I wanted to share tonight the NAFTA small business package. And I'm not talking about NAFTA, the North American Free Trade Agreement that's between America, Mexico, and Canada. I'm talking about NAFTA, small businesses understanding narrowcasting, why it's important to have achievable assets and financially free, why it's important for you to be financially free, and then tangible trading. Just like NAFTA trades with 3 different countries, we as small business owners have to learn how to trade with each other. And that trading can be for services and our products. Sometimes small business owners don't have all the funds to do the things they want to do, but maybe you can trade a service or product for another small business to do something for you. So we call that tangible trading. And then adhibit, that's another word for you accepting where you are as a small business owner, and then asserting where you should be going and how you're going to get there. And if you have any comments or concerns, just type them in your chat box. This might end up being about a 30-minute presentation. Like I said, I didn't want to keep you guys long. I just wanted to share something to give back as a small business. Let's look at narrowcasting. Most small businesses spend most of their time networking. You know, we go to after parties, after work parties, after work networking events where we're dropping in business cards, we're swapping business cards, and you pretty much leave those events with just a bunch of business cards and no real B2B, business to business, or B2C, business to customer. And that's really what you want to do. So narrowcasting is all about communicating. It's about teaching you as a small business, one message at a time, one audience at a time. And one of the biggest challenges for small businesses is to understand and know who is your audience and what's the message that you want to share with that audience? How are you going to share that message with that audience? So narrowcasting is about communicating one message at a time and one audience at a time. Sometimes we spread ourselves too thin and we want to try and communicate with everybody. Like today, you have 5 generations living together, working together, and also socializing together. But how many of you know your particular product may not be of interest to all 5 generations? You may have to choose and decide which generation you want to participate with, or what generation is interested in your product or service, and how you communicate that message to that particular generation or your particular audience is important. So that's what narrowcasting is all about. The next thing in narrowcasting, it's about smart advertising. Pick your poison. Like I said, we end up with B2B business cards, but no, in B2C, we give out cards to people, but do we get any feedback? Do we get anybody calling us or returning back to us for our product or service? So narrowcasting also includes smart advertising. So I say pick your poison. If you're going to use direct mail, if you believe, majority of your customers are the silent generation or baby boomers, and the silent generation would be my parents, people who were born, say in 1929 to 1947. So that may be, that may be your audience. Direct mail might be the better way to communicate with them because most of them are not computer savvy or social media savvy. And then you have to specialize your trade messages. Make sure you pick verbiage and pictures and different ways that you're going to attract their attention. Think about the audience, think about the product or service you're trying to market to that audience, and how you're going to communicate to that audience to get their attention. And then I have what I call the shotgun approach: shoot to kill. Make that message bold and outstanding. McDonald's says, their new thing is, I'm loving it. That's the only thing I can remember about McDonald's, that one phrase, I'm loving it. Burger King, all of the advertising they do, the only thing I remember is have it your way. Coca-Cola, all the advertising they do, all I can remember is Coke adds life. So catchy phrases that you want to embed on their brain, in their mind, that will make your business stand out. The next approach is what we call multicasting. And multicasting is finding your niche and communicating. Now you're going to spread yourself out and choose 3 outlets to market your product or service. And that marketing can mean social media. It could mean radio, TV, e-blasting. Just pick 3 ways you can market. Even teleservice, telemarketing. There are now free communication tools out there where you can put in cell phone numbers and leave a voice message, or you could do text messaging. So it's many ways today that you can market your service or product. Some of them free, some of them you have to pay a small fee, but you, still have to choose which one of these or which 3. I always recommend 3. Use 3 outlets to communicate, especially if you're first starting out and you don't have the funding to get where you really want to be. So you have to utilize those free services out there. Then you want to be smart, wise, and use those services that are feasible to your product and service and your particular goals. And then there's what we call unicasting. Unicasting is when one user connects with another user and you're doing it one user at a time. Now that's when I like e-blasting. When I have something I really like today, I e-blast a newsletter out on the webinar. And then I also, on that e-blast, I allow people to share it through Facebook and Twitter. I shared it through Facebook and Twitter. I shared it on LinkedIn. I shared it on Instagram. So you again decide which outlets you want to use. Now watch this. Evidently, most of my audience are baby boomers, millennials, and the X generation. I don't have a lot of silent generation. So very seldom do I do a direct mail. Most of my audience are baby boomers and down. So again, smart advertising is you knowing which poison you want to use and how you're going to use it to communicate your message. And then remember, I told you specialized trade messages. And this is just an example of one of them here. And it just simply says, is your business a purple cow? You want to have a message that stands out where people won't forget it. Like I said, McDonald's, I'm loving it. Burger King, have it your way. Coke adds life. Pick something that people will remember when they see the message and your logo. That's what you want to do with that, right? Then we have what we call achievable assets. One of the biggest challenges for small business owners is they do not know how to know their worth. And another thing that small businesses challenged with is understanding, and you guys hear me say this a lot, those of you who are in the VIP club, you are your business. Your business is you. You are your business is your identity, and your identity is the business. Because When you're a small business and you are trying to build business credit, one of the first things creditors are going to look at is your personal and your professional wealth. Work. They want to know, even if you just started business, if you're starting a business, doing something you've been doing for 15 or 20 years, that's important for them to know that, because then it lets them know you are a business owner who knows what you're doing, and what you're doing is not new to you. Your personal worth, do you own any personal property? Do you have any investments? Do you have a retirement account? Do you have precious metals? What do you have in your portfolio that you can show, I have assets that I can use to build my personal commercial credit? And that's important, because it's going to come back on you when you're trying to get credit cards in your business name, you're trying to get small business loans, even SBA. Even now, SBA is offering smaller loans from, I think as low now as $10,000. But even though they are offering them that low, used to be the minimum was $50,000. Now they've gone down, and I think they've gone down because they're not getting as much business as they used to. And people cannot afford the $50,000 loans, and they're not meeting the requirements. So now what they've done is they've reduced the minimum amount of the loan, which means the requirements have been reduced. So at the end of the day, your worth is important. And to know your worth, you need to know, what assets have you achieved before entering into the business? How much have you invested in the business? They're going to want to know that. How much have you invested in the business? And how that loan or that credit card is going to impact your business and the money or the credit card they're loaning you, right?
Right.
The next thing is financially free. As a small business owner, you want to have accessible accounting solutions. This is one of the biggest challenges with small businesses. They want to handle the business like their personal finance, when actuality, you should have an accounting system, software. Even if you do it, you have to have a system in place that is going to show your intake and your output, your income versus your expenses. That's going to give the big picture and how you actually look as a small business. You want to be able to be free to receive, meaning you need a good credit score, both personal and commercial. There are solutions out there now and resources that provide you the opportunity and the ability to pull your personal and your commercial credit all in one portfolio, whereby when creditors pull that report now, it won't affect your personal credit score, because now they're looking at it side by side, but they're pulling the business credit report, which is now attached to your personal report. So that's a good thing. I love it. And then free to give. You want to be in a position where you are able to sell your products or services and meet those clients who can afford your services all at one time. Kind of like I'm doing now with the VIP club, trying to meet the needs of where people are. And then for those who are already in business or who are ready to go to that next level, I offer them a monthly coaching program at $150 a month, and they can make it do that on a monthly basis in 6 months, opposed to them paying me $1,000 up front. So you want to have it both ways. You want to be positioned where you're strong enough to receive the credit you deem to receive. And then you want to be strong enough to give credit where your clients may need you to give. So you're now financing your products and your services where you're receiving your payments on a monthly basis, opposed to lump sum payments, because we're living in a time where everybody cannot afford lump sum payments. Amen. Then you want to look at tangible trading. I love tangible trading because this is where it comes to be very important for small business owners. Remember, I told you earlier, you have to have unique trade messages, not just to your potential clients or customers, but you want tangible trade messages that can also attract business to business, B2B, your peers. What can I offer Joyce that she may need from me, and what can I get from Joyce in return for her product or service? So what defines a tangible product? One, it has to be touchable. I don't mean an actual physical item. I mean touchable either with knowledge, information, a product. Service or product, it has to be touchable. It has to be reproductive, meaning it has to be a source or a solution that they can use to help them reproduce their services or products. In other words, it has to add value to what you're asking or what's being expected. And then it has to be exchangeable. I need to put that there. It needs to be exchangeable, meaning they're in a position to exchange or trade off with you. They're in a position to exchange or trade off with you. And a lot of small businesses will do trade options with another small business when they don't actually have the funds to purchase that service or product. And you may say, hey, I can do this for you if you do this for me. And again, if it's tangible, that other business will be willing to do a trade-off with you, okay? Then this is the last one, adhibit. Adhibit. Adhibit means to accept. That means accept where you are. Don't allow where you are to change your direction and make you believe that where you're trying to go in your business is not doable. That's not necessarily so. Remember that. Don't allow where you are to make you believe that you can't do what you need to or want to do in your business. So accept where you are, accept what you need to do to move forward, to get the business moving ahead, to go to the next level, and then assert. Become assertive with where you are and where you need to go. That means become aggressive in it. And then attach. I want you to understand, for most of you, those who are not new, you have attached, and that simply means you're building measurable goals for your business, and you attach yourself to a mentor, a coach, somebody who's going to tell you the truth, but yet give you the tools and the steps you need to make sound decisions to make your business prosperous. Okay. And then I want to tonight offer you guys the NAFTA Small Business Package, which will offer you free social media solutions. It's going to show you what social media products you can use to organize your smart advertising. You want to work smart, not hard, where you can send out your message, one message at one time to 3, 4, 5 different social outlets, media outlets, where you're not spending hours trying to communicate a message on your product or service. Free merchant solutions, services and solutions. You can use sources to provide solutions to your merchant payment needs. You don't have to sign up with a bank. You know, they have Square, but they have other services out there that can make life more convenient for your particular business. Even if it's invoicing, there are free solutions out there that can help you with your business until you're ready to purchase a QuickBooks software. You may not be ready to buy something at $29 a month or $24 a month or $19.95 a month. Those of you book publishing solutions where it won't cost you anything to publish the book other than you writing the book, editing the book, and laying the book out. There are free sources out there that will actually lay the book out for you and only charge you to print the book as the book is sold. So you don't have to pre-buy the book. You could just get the book out there and put links on your website that will allow you to sell your book, whether that book is a workbook, a handbook, a paperback book, an ebook. Those sorts of solutions are out there. A free virtual office, solutions that will offer you a free office phone number that can be forwarded to your cell phone to make people believe they're calling your office. A virtual office that will help you receive your faxes and you can send faxes, your emails and you can send. One of the biggest challenges with small businesses is you're a small business and the email you use is Gmail or Yahoo. That's not professional. When you say I'm a business today, I'm a LLC, I'm a corporation, then you want a professional website, you want a professional email system, and that's with Virtual Office. There are sources out there that will give you free websites, that will give you free email addresses, that will give you free e-blasting solutions where you can e-blast for free until you get to so many clients or customers in your database. And the same thing with your finance solutions. There are sources out there that will help you do accounting, bookkeeping for your business, where you can keep up with your income versus your expenses. And then at the end of the year, you can print out a profit and loss sheet, a balance statement, give it to a CPA and file your taxes appropriately and get the appropriate tax credits that you're supposed to receive, because now you're keeping up with your business. Kind of like Mint. Mint is more for your personal finances, but there are solutions out there for your professional finances as well. So the social media, in the package, you'll learn 4 different social media solutions. You'll learn how to do scheduling. You'll learn 3 different solutions to sell your products. I told you about the free publishing solutions. And then you have your free virtual office solutions. You'll learn how to use free and pay tools to answer your phone, receive and send your faxes. Marketing will teach you how to use free e-blasting services. And then finally, you'll have free finance solutions that will teach you how to use solutions to build your personal and business credit, as well as build your financial business books. One of the first things banks is going to ask you when you go to apply for a business loan is, can I see your financial statements for the last 3 years? So even if you don't have a small business for the last 3 years and you're using, that's why I introduced y'all to Mint. You can at least say, I have Mint. You have your monthly budget that you can combine into an annual financial report, but you have something that you can share to say, hey, I'm strong. I'm strong. I have the proof to show you that I'm strong. And when banks, finance company, credit card companies, even Experian and TransUnion, who now offers personal and commercial credit reports, they will say to you, let me see your last year's taxes or your last year's financial reports. So either one will benefit you so that your business can look like it's strong. You can show the financial ability that you've been functioning within to show that particular loan company or business that you're strong. So again, NAFTA, it's about narrowcasting. I'm going to do a recap. Again, remember, narrowcasting is to talk about how we're going to market that. Smart advertising, achievable assets, knowing what I'm worth, knowing what my company is worth. Financially free. I'm strong financially to get approved for the credit that I'm seeking, but I'm also financially strong to provide my customers and clients with accounting financing. They might can't afford to pay my product or service up front, but I can afford to let them pay me on a monthly basis. Tangible trading options, the option to be able to trade my products and service for another small business product and service, and then adhibit, accept where I'm at, be assertive about where I'm going, and attach myself to resources and people that's going to help me set achievable goals that are measurable for me to know how successful I really am. So I told y'all I wasn't going to keep y'all long. I simply wanted to teach you guys what small business solutions are out there to help you get started, and you don't have to spend a whole lot of money getting your business off the ground. You guys know I'm very strong about self-sufficiency. I'm very strong about you becoming independent. I don't want you dependent on one system or another, but solely dependent on God and the gifts and talents He's given you to push and pull on your passion.